Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from the Officer Tatum, and it's titled Katt Stuns Joe Rogan Exposing Trans Agenda in Hollywood. You guys, I'm excited for this, and without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
Katt Williams on Joe Rogan? Video is brought to you by TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section. The answer, put in answer 20, get 20% off this shirt and the hoodie. This is one of my favorite shirts, man. Donald Trump crossing Biden over. She's like AI. Anyway, like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, I want to talk about Katt Williams on Joe Rogan's show. Now, Katt Williams, I believe, was on Joe Rogan's show in the past. I think this is a new video where Katt Williams is now back on Joe Rogan's show, and probably the reason why, because he went on Shannon Sharp's show, and that video got like 60 million views. And Shannon Sharp cut about 30 videos from that one interview, and all of them averaged about 1 million views a video. Yeah. Well, when you collect them all, they average probably about 1 million views a video. So that's 32 million just on clips, and then another 60 million on a 2-hour interview. And so everybody named Mama want to get some, some action
on their show,
for lack of better terms, with Katt Williams. So I want to go through this clip. I didn't watch it, so we're going to watch it together, but I heard that he said some interesting stuff about the community. You know what I'm talking about. And I wouldn't look past him being the one to say it on Joe Rogan's show. And shout out to Joe Rogan, man. I really respect Joe Rogan, and I like the platform that he's created. And I think a lot of people probably want to emulate that platform of just having real conversations with real people without all that. I mean, this ain't no crazy broadcasting, right? It's not movie scenes and clips moving. I mean, he probably got one producer. He got a blanket behind him and just killing it. That's why he should be an example for you guys, that you don't need to have all that stuff together before you make your podcast. Just start making a podcast. He made a $200 million contract.
Wow.
Why does he say it like that, man? Katt Williams can be funny without trying to be funny. I can't.
That's why he's a comedian. You guys, Katt Williams is so funny. The way he said that word was totally unexpected. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know why he is talking so harshly, but let me know in the comment section what you think about what Katt Williams just said, and let's continue watching, you guys.
Why is that so? I was not expecting him to say that. He had the kisses. Oh my God, boy, he gonna get canceled so hard off of this. It's insane.
Let's just.
Katt be saying stuff that I'm like, wait a minute, bro. This dude on planet Earth, oh, he got something deeper. Not proper. I think Joe Rogan is onto something. Let me just say this. Let me give my perception of this whole. And I talk about this on the Cigar Lounge on Tatum Plus. We just had a conversation about the Illuminati and all this old crazy stuff. I think that let me give you guys some insight and context into scripture. This is why I believe this stuff is real. Like I'm not a hyper religious person. I often am against religion. I really am a relationship person. And I think people should have relationships with one another, relationships within a community, which builds the church, not the church being the other way around. So I'm not really a religious person, but it's something to people who didn't know each other, who lived in different dispensations of time, claiming the same claims about us, the same God. That God is saying the same thing to these people. There's no way they can communicate with each other. They weren't writing stuff down at that point. How are these people having a similar experience? And these people aren't just mythical creatures. There's literal evidence. When I went to Israel, there was evidence of King David, King Solomon, the prophets. They got places where they were writing, where they had temples, and you see stuff etched into the thousands of years ago. They're still excavating and finding civilizations under the ground that's now been covered in, dirt and sand and all that stuff. It is mind blowing to me. Like we were looking at some of the Greek stuff. They had LA Fitnesses way back in that day. They had a steam room and everything. We saw it all. It's something to this stuff that I think modern human beings are so smart they become stupid. They cannot be childlike in their understanding, meaning that they're open-minded and they can receive information. But like when you see it and you see people saying things like the prophets, they prophesied that this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And the stuff actually happens. And these prophets were real people. And then you go through Jesus and you go through the apostles and the day of Pentecost and the Holy Spirit fell on them and they begin to speak in tongues. And I see people speaking in tongues today. That's thousands of years ago that this book said that happened. I see people doing it today. And then you go on in these prophecies of in the end time, there's going to be itching ears. The gospel of Jesus Christ is an itching ear in our society today. People don't want to hear, they just want to hear anything. Paul and them talked about that thousands of years ago. And we see it manifesting today. The mark of the beast, and I'll say this, I think that the Bible is somewhat of factual. I mean, it's like written, literal, and figurative at the same time. And I don't know which one is which, depending on, what parts were written. Some of this can be figurative. The mark of the beast. Like, I think that the vision that they saw then, I don't really know if they could articulate what they were seeing in the future. Because if you were back then and you see people holding stuff in their hand, and it's now we know them as cell phones. If a prophet had a vision of somebody holding something in their head, they're not going to say they had cell phones in their hand. They're not going to know what that is. They may see it, but they don't know how to explain what they're looking at because that doesn't even exist in the present time. There's no way in the world people living in Jesus' day would think there would be such thing called the internet, microchips. Somebody may have a vision of it, and they may have seen flying cars and stuff like that in this vision. But how do you explain it in the terms, in the vocabulary in which was exposed to you at that present day? That's why when you hear things, you got to kind of put it in perspective as to what's going on today and how does that apply.
Wow, you guys, Officer Tatum is so right. And he's saying nothing but the facts here because this is deeper than we thought. I understand where he is coming from. And at the time that the mark of the beast was mentioned about thousands of years ago, they wouldn't even know what it is at this present day. So it could be anything. It could be what we are saying today. Because the way the world is going towards this transgenderism is very, very alarming. Let me know what you guys think about this video. And I'm really enjoying what Officer Tatum is saying. And let's continue watching, you guys.
Because the mark of the beast could be something that even we don't understand at this point. We think it's going to be a mark. It's going to say beast on your hand. And really the mark of the beast is just marking people. Whichever way they do it, people are going to be receiving this mark that designate them to who they serve. That can be a computer chip. That can be, I don't know. It could be anything. They talk about the locust coming out of the earth. I'm sure that Jesus and them never thought what a helicopter was. These machines and flying vehicles could appear to be locusts coming out of the earth and tormenting people. Like, they may not have had the vocabulary to put that together. Now we're starting to get closer to it. We can start seeing that maybe there may be actually big locusts coming out of the ground. Or there may be certain things that appeared to be locusts that appear to be coming out of the ground. And I think that's what they're addressing. Like there is a satanic worship that's going on. We are so occupied with the things that are prevalent and important to us that I think we don't see it. Why is the Baphomet? Why does it look like that? Why is it a transsexual bestiality type existent shrine? I mean, it's like beast, man. It's like male, female. It's got the horns. Why? Who created that, and why did they create it to be that way? And when you look at it, it's almost indicative of what we're struggling with in our society. Over-sexualized, which is the exposed chest. You got, like people saying the GOAT. People claiming everybody's the greatest of all time, and that's something Katt said. But I don't know but I can see where he's coming from with that. Then you got all these people that do stuff behind the scenes, man. Listen, Bloods and Crips have initiation. That means that when you want to be a Blood or a Crip, you get jumped in. Everything in society from the beginning of time has to have an initiation to it. Any legit society has initiation. Yeah. You come to America, you got to get your citizenship papers. There's an initiation. You got to take a test. You got to, pass a background check. There's a thing to get you initiated. You go to like the Global Ambassador. Y'all don't know what a Global Ambassador in Phoenix. You get, I think you got to pay like $100,000 to be a member. But you can't even be a member without being referred by another member. There's certain things that you have to either have, whether it's money or whether it's status, to be accepted into a private community. And so if you're going to be in the biggest, most elite private community, just anybody can get involved, and you got to have skin in the game. You can't just say, "Oh, I like you, Chris Brown. I'm gonna be a part of y'all." All right, you in, bro. You sold 1 million records. No, it has to be something that compels you enough that if you ever try to leave, they can have so much dirt or something on you that you would never leave in peace. You would never expose what went on in peace, so you'll be tormented forever. Maybe there is a ritual where you get, filled with a ritualistic God, and then you're not even who you used to be. You become another person. It's dark out there. Witchcraft in Louisiana, big for witchcraft. Tarot cards, Ouija boards. Like, this stuff is real. There's a demonic realm out here. And I think that what Joe Rogan and them are talking about is touching on it. Y'all should probably go watch the full interview. That's enough for me. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out of here.
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one from the Officer Tatum. I really enjoyed everything he said in this video and more. Let me know what you guys think about what Joe Rogan said concerning the mark of the beast. Do you think it's right? And do you think that the people who lived thousands of years ago would have been able to identify a cell phone as a cell phone back then? And would they have been able to put in simple terms what mark of the beast would be like today back then? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.